Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is absolutely amazing. Today, I'm going to play a little game of Did You Know? And did you know my girl Ivy? I think anyone that watches my channel knows Ivy pretty well, my giant anaconda. But the truth is that she is not the largest snake in the world. They are the heaviest bodied snake in the world, but most people think anacondas are also the largest snake in the world. The truth is, anyone that watches my channel knows that reticulated pythons get much bigger than an anaconda when it comes to size. A giant anaconda typically isn't over 16, 17, 18 foot, is a monster. The truth is, a relatively decent sized retic is 20 foot plus. Lucy's 20 foot 2 inches and can get up to 25 foot. So it's pretty amazing that, yes, anacondas are the thickest and typically heaviest snake in the world, but reticulated pythons are by far the longest snake. And quite frankly, if you get a 25-foot retic that's got a lot of body weight, it may actually outweigh most 16 or 18-foot anacondas. Did you know that chameleons actually don't change color? Yeah, they can change the hue of color, but they don't go from this color to something completely different. Now this one will literally go from this greenish background color to almost like a bluish background color, which is pretty cool. But what it is they actually have something that's called guanine crystals that are interlaced, and by tightening or loosening those guanine crystals, they actually change the hue of the color. So they can't actually change their color, they just change the hue of their color by the way the light refracts on them. And that is a defense mechanism, of course, you know, whether they're upset, they want to blend in, whatever the case may be. But a lot of people that come to the Reptarium think that chameleons just change color, almost like an octopus or a cuttlefish, but in actuality, they don't do that at all. Did you know that a tortoise like Matilda, the Aldalber tortoise, could literally go her entire life without drinking water? She would get all of her hydration from what she actually eats, believe it or not. Now that doesn't mean that you don't want to give her water or that she doesn't like to drink water, because she actually loves to drink water, but she can actually go her whole life just eating greens like this that are huge in amounts of hydration. It looks like Big Mama wants a little piece too down here. Yep, there you go, sweetheart. You can have some too. And they share very well. But it is interesting that tortoises, and the truth is that a lot of reptiles, believe it or not, including snakes, get the majority of their hydration through what they eat. Yeah, they will drink water, no doubt about it, but about 90% of the hydration in most reptiles actually comes from what they eat. And in the tortoise's case, there are certain species that probably have never drank water their entire life. Think about that. 200 years of never drinking water and still thriving and surviving. Did you know that bearded dragons and frill dragons are actually not very related at all? Most people that see beardeds and frillies think that they're really closely related, mainly because they have kind of the same color and texture in a way. But the truth is that yes, they are both agametes, but other than that, they're pretty radically different animals. Bearded dragons, of course, typically come from more arid, very hot areas. These guys come from hot areas too, but are really arboreal and need quite high humidity. So if you kept a bearded dragon and a frill dragon the same way, your frill dragon is probably not going to thrive, to be totally honest with you. So although they look pretty similar, they're actually pretty different. And going back to that defense mechanism, we all know that frillies frill up, right? These big old frills like this that Nova has here. Well, that of course is their defense mechanism. Again, just to make themselves look bigger when predators come around, right? So when a predator comes up, he's gonna fly those big old frillies up, and that predator's gonna think, oh my gosh, that thing is 3 times the size it is, and it's gonna run away. It's just a defense mechanism. But the truth is that beardeds and frillies are quite different, but both incredible animals. Got another Did You Know with Jessica here, and of course it's about mourning geckos. So Jessica, they're all females, right?
Yeah, so yeah, most of them they're supposed to be all female.
Right.
They're supposed to just reproduce parthenogenically.
Yeah, so it's weird. A whole species of lizards that are parthenogenic, which just basically are little clones. But Jessica found something a little bit interesting today.
Yeah, this one looks like it's a little boy, actually.
Yeah, you can actually see there's actually little appendages that look like what boys have on male geckos. Yeah. And again, the fact that these are supposed to be all females, we don't know that this is a boy. We just think there's a chance it could be a boy, which would be really weird because we thought that there were only females in mourning geckos. So we'll raise this one up obviously a little bit more, find out. And wouldn't that be crazy if we produced a boy out of a group of animals that was all females? I mean, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Got some more of the Dr. Fish, or what they call Gira for the fish spa. One thing you guys may not know, unfortunately, they're slightly cannibalistic. So over the course of every 2 or 3 months, we have to replace replenish the tank because they kind of, you know, they eat each other a little bit. So we have 180 little Gira. They're a little bit smaller than the other ones. Look a little bit different too. So there's a bunch of different species of these ones. So I'd be anxious to see. So the first thing you want to do is always float your fish so that the temperature of the water matches. So we'll float these for probably 20 minutes or so, and then we'll release and we'll kind of split them apart, and then we may actually give it a go. It's been a while since I've done a foot spot, so I'm excited to try these guys out. And guys, remember, it's the boring things in life that make you successful, like switching all my males into new females' cages. Not a really exciting thing. We have to do it every single day, but that's what we're doing right now. And that's it, guys. We got all our males in, females in. Let's hope there's some good breeding by tomorrow. Did you know that black-headed pythons are in the genus Aspidites, which is also part of the Woma python genus as well? So you have Womas and blackheads, and they look almost identical with the exception, of course, the blackheads have the black head. Now, they're a little bit darker. The reason they have the black head is exactly displayed right here. In the wild, they're going to live in these crevices just like this, and just that tiny bit of blackhead is going to stick out kind of like where Snap is right back there, and it's actually going to use it as kind of like a little solar panel. Of course, black attracts the sun and heat, right? So that little bit of headspace right there can attract all the sun, thermoregulating their entire body, but yet they are actually protected by the fact that they're in a crevice. That way, if a predator or something like that comes up, all they have to do is just pop that head inside and they're completely protected, rather than most snakes that would have to have their entire body out basking in order to thermoregulate. So it's really an amazing adaptation that only black-headed pythons have in the genus of Aspidites. Sunfire, the beautiful reticulated python, just shed her skin and looks absolutely incredible. And I realize this is one of those did you knows that if you're a reptile person, you're gonna be like, Brian, I already knew that. But you realize that the reason why a snake sheds their skin is not because they want to look absolutely beautiful, like she certainly does, but the fact is that this skin can only stretch so far, right? So literally, unlike us humans that have skin that is elastic, and we'll shed little particles of our skin constantly throughout our entire life, but we can actually expand in the same skin. These guys actually have a layer of skin which is called the epidural layer, which is actually a dead layer of skin on the outside, and that can only stretch so far. When it gets to that point, the next layer actually becomes the epidural layer. They go and they secrete a milky kind of substance between that second and third layer, the epidural layer, and that's when they get that blue look to them. And that blue look is almost like lotion, right? And what happens after a couple days, the lotion actually absorbs right into this layer of skin right here, making it almost moist, and that helps it actually shed off. Now that second layer, which was the middle layer of skin, becomes the outer layer, the epidural layer, and then that can only stretch to so far, and when that stretches to its distance, it has to go through the same process again, and they typically do that anywhere from 4 to 6 times per year. And I realize some of those things that I mentioned are kind of rudimentary, and for you reptile lovers out there, you're like, Brian, I already knew that. That's good, but for some people, it's going to be good information. But I do want to know from you, down in the comments, what else should you know? What else is it that do you know that I missed here? Because I'm sure there's a million things I could have done, but I didn't want to beat a dead horse, if you know what I mean. I did just want to just cover a few things. So let me know in the comments what you think, and maybe I'll do another one of these if you like it. With Jessica again, which means we probably have some baby geckos. What do we have today?
We got a couple gargoyles from a couple different parents.
All right, is there anything cool? And what's the?
Let's see. This one is the parents are nice red stripes, so
okay, nice.
probably be nice red striped
Oh, they're so
crazy.
They are
when
so
hatch.
crazy.
Right
So
out of the egg.
So what's interesting is that our gargoyle year kind of started slow. You know, it seemed like we weren't going to have a great gargoyle year, but were like really late, right?
Yeah.
So most people are just starting to breed gargoyles, and we're just hatching them, which is kind of weird, right?
I mean, it's fine. Like, it might just have to do with our temperatures here and
Yep,
stuff.
exactly,
It's
yeah.
like a consistent warm temperature where they're at right now.
Exactly, yeah. And this one's got some beautiful striping.
Yeah, this one, I'm thinking it'll turn all like dark red, like a
Okay.
brick red color,
Oh,
not
nice.
like a bright red, but
Ah, gotcha. That's
it'll be
awesome.
pretty cool to see what it turns into.
Well, that's awesome. Well, lots more gecko eggs hatching, so it's pretty good. Turned out that the year was really good, or kind of like last year and this year with gargoyle geckos. And this year should be even more exciting with
Oh,
new
yeah.
animal stuff, so that's cool. And New Caledonia room is coming up.
Can't wait.
The Gira have actually settled in a couple hours. They're moving around, seem to be good. So I always like to give the new fish a little bit of a trial. So what do you say we stick our feet in here? And I absolutely always love this feeling of putting my feet in here and whoo, tickle, tickle, tickle. There's no doubt about that. And yes, I do still have a black toe, by the way. If you guys remember a few months ago, I dropped a board on it, broke my toe. Yeah, my toenail's still black, so don't make fun of me, all right? My feet aren't exactly beautiful, but nevertheless, this feels so good. I mean, the water is kind of nice temperature, so it's soothing. The fish just nibbling at your feet. It's almost like little vibrations, almost like bubbles coming up on your feet. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy myself for the next hour or so. No, not hour. I'll probably spend 10-15 minutes in here, and then my feet are gonna not only feel good and it's very relaxing, but also they're gonna look perfect. Again, no need for a pedicure when you've got Dr. Fish. You guys know that I'm always reading your comments, and actually Tiffany asked a couple times in the comments for an update on Helen, of course, the no-eyed albino ball python. She has her new enclosure. She seems to be loving it, and she's doing very well over here. Absolutely incredible. And it kind of ties into do you know a little bit, because you know snakes basically have three major senses. They have their eyes, they have their Jacobson's organ, and again with pythons and boas they have their heat pits, right? So with a ball python, their heat pits and that Jacobson's organ, which basically is what they use to smell with their tongue, are the really two primary ones. They don't have quite as good an eyesight as some snakes. So the fact that Helen doesn't have eyes isn't that big of a deal to her. So she can see with those heat pits, kind of thermal, right? And then of course that tongue with the Jacobson's organ tastes everything and so on like that. So really, although she doesn't have eyes, she does very well. And since we moved her over to her new place, she seems to be thriving. So there it is, guys. Did you know? Let me know in the comments what you did know. Let me know what you want to know in the future, and I'll be happy to do more of these, guys. If you like this video, do me a favor. Right here's a playlist. Hit 2 of those videos for me, at least 1 of them. Helps my click-through rate, helps the channel. I appreciate you guys. Up here, you can subscribe to my podcast channel. On this side, we are getting so close to 3 million. Hit the subscription button, turn your post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, be kind to somebody, and I promise I'll see you tomorrow.